was looking into in regards to the floaters and finding different things and all that, and I guess I realized that I might be wrong in regards to the floaters, in regards to being fungi. I was looking at the video and I was like, it sounds reasonable, what this guy is talking about, and I'm like, okay. Let's see, it's a video from it's on YouTube. It's called Floaters. What are they and how do they happen? So maybe the diflucan won't fix my floaters in the eyes. No, of course. So that's of course I'll still observe. I'm still going. But yeah, pretty much. So I guess I'll just have to live with those floaters. But anyway, but he talks about it actually. Being in the eyes and. That it falls down and all that, it's, whatever. Let's see here. I can copy paste it to my Facebook, and I was like, okay, it sounds reasonable at least, so that the strings that, So I was looking into my lamp and trying to, look into these floaters and all that, and see if I could see if they, if there was any changes and all that. And again, there's so many in there. And I can't really see any difference, after 4 days on diflucan and all that. So anyway, so maybe I'm wrong in regards to the eye floaters. Maybe the eye floaters is just a, natural thing. So yeah, maybe I was wrong on that. Well, anyway, that's sad. There are information in regards to the floaters on. I found some other information that talks about it actually could be fungus and all that. But the video itself that I found pretty much, like for example, I found this eye floater. Sometimes we get a little bit of debris floating around in the liquid called the vitreous humor that fills our eyes. That can include blood cells, round, or fungal filaments, which look like a thick thread and small lines along it. Oddly, the lens in our eyes then acts like a microscope, allowing us to see them floating around in our eyes. And actually, you can zoom. You can zoom very close on these things. If you have water in your eyes and the sun hits it correctly, you have different zoom levels. The problem, of course, is in regards to these zoom levels, you can actually, you can usually see them when you just look into the light or blue heaven and all that. But you also have, actually have the possibility of doing zooming more into it. I can't remember how many zoom levels. I think at least 2 you can zoom into where you can really see them, but you need to have some water in your eyes, if you have, wet eyes or whatever, and you have the sun, hitting the right place and all that, you can actually zoom really, really, but the problem is that, they're floating around. So while you might be able to zoom more into these, again, it's really hard to actually, because they're floating around. Yeah, so it's really hard to keep focus on what you're, So maybe I'm just wrong in regards to the floaters. Maybe the floaters are a natural thing in regards of, I guess, some kind of natural thing. I don't know, a degradation of the eyes. I don't know. Anyway, let's see here. Continue. These are very common, and when they have come on gradually over months or 2 years, and there are just a few of them, they are normal and not dangerous. When there is a new sudden shower of them in one eye, this can represent a medical emergency called retinal tear and all that, which should be which should be seen immediately. A simple laser technique. What was in regards of actually eye floaters in regards of fungi? This can represent yeah. I've Oh yeah, that would go. Oh, sorry, I missed it. That fills our eyes. This can include blood cells, round, and fungal filaments. I do see the strings and all that. There's a lot of strings in there. And then I have these round things which I thought would be spores in regards of Candida albicans. It looks very much like it. But I must say, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. And if I'm wrong, and I'll just have to accept that. And I guess I'll have to live with the floaters then. Of course, I would be happily surprised because some talks about in regards of the diflucan working over a longer period in regards. I don't know. Well, I guess I'll have to see. But it actually does talk that fills our eyes. This include blood cells, round, or fungal filaments, which looks like a thick thread and small lines along it. So I don't know. I really don't know. The guy that had the video. Let's see the video. He talks about actually strings as well. At least that's the explanation for these strings. So the dots that I would be seeing would then be blood cells, and not actually spores, in regards of the fungi babies and all that. And the strings would then be some of this thing that apparently is in the eye floating. So, okay, so that might not be fungus then. I don't know, in regards to the eyes anyway. Oh well. So I might be wrong. So I did find some other sources as well in regards to talking about it might being fungus and all that. Here we have eye floaters seeing spots. This is vitality. Seems to be the same thing in regards of sometimes we get a little bit of debris floating around in the liquid called the vitreous humor that fills our eyes. This can include blood cells, round, or fungal filaments, which look like a thick thread with small lines along it. Oddly, the lens in our eyes then acts like a microscope, allowing us to see them floating around in our eyes. So, according to this source at least, this is Jacob Teitelbaum, MD, so he should be a doctor in regards of these white coats, and he seems to be Dr. Teitelbaum's health blog, and he seems to believe that these strings is actually fungus. I guess if they begin to go away in my eyes doing the diflucan, well, then of course the logical explanation for that and the reasonable explanation for that is that it was fungi, But if nothing happens, then that is the option. That is not fungi, Anyway, so that's pretty. I don't know. I had another one here. As noted above, this is in regards. This is a psychology today, also from Jacob. Oh, that maybe it's the same guy actually. Teitelbaum. Yeah, apparently it's the same guy. 2 different pages, but the same guy. Let's see, what was it? Here we go. Dealing with floaters, Jacob Teitelbaum. It's the same guy. This is on. Oh no, actually. Oh, this is another page with him, I think. Oh my. Vitality. Oh, I think I lost it. Oh yeah. Here we get one of the page. This is psychology today. Yeah, psychology. Jacob Teerbaum, MD, Complementary Medicine. So it's the same guy. I thought I had more sources. It's the different places, but the same guy apparently writing about it. But he says, as noted above, unless the floaters are suddenly occurring in one eye, and there are suddenly a lot of them, they can generally be ignored. Interestingly, we have found that the longer thread floaters versus the small round ones sometimes reflect an overgrowth of candida. Sometimes reflect an overgrowth of yeast, as to say candida, in the body and go away when the yeast is treated for 6 weeks with prescription of diflucan 200 milligrams a day. See candida yeast overgrowth if you have fatigue, pain, sinus congestion or spastic colon. This may reflect yeast overgrowth, and treating the yeast can help you feel better in general. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a nutcase, I guess. Maybe it's just... Yeah, it's just like, maybe I'm just... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just different. How is it that we have so much information, this and that and all that? It's just... Anyway, so this is the guy in regards to the Retrenal. It's actually pretty short. So there's apparently 15 says it's negative and all that. Again, I don't know, but let's see if we can run it. Maybe I should close that window. It's 2 minutes.
One more thing. This fluid, this big space back here is not empty, okay? It's actually, when you're born, full of a very solid, thick protein called vitreous gel. And it's a very thick, clear gel. Interestingly, as you age, that gel turns from solid, clear, to liquid, clear, okay? Fascinating. The proteins in the lens go from liquid to solid. The proteins in the vitreous go from solid to liquid. As this gel forms, as you're being packed around by your mom during that 9-month gestation period, there's a little canal down the middle of the eye where the protein for this gel forms. And there's a massive amount of this embryonic debris that's in that canal. And that debris gets forced out away from the gel face and gets trapped up against the eye wall, all over inside the eye. But since it's right against the eye wall, you can't see it because it's stuck against the retina. But then what happens? When the gel begins to liquefy, that debris begins to float in. And that debris that floats in is called floaters. We call those floaters. And if you don't know what a floater looks like, if you've ever seen those little dots or spider webs or hairs that seem to float around in your vision, that's what floaters are. It's just little bits of embryonic debris. And I wish Paul Harvey's vitamin would get rid of that. But it's not going to, okay? But what does get rid of it is one of the things that's usually our enemy, and that's gravity. Gravity will pull those floating pieces of debris eventually to the bottom of our eye. They sediment out like sediment to the bottom of a pond. If you doubt that, wake up laying on your back one morning and gently and slowly look at the ceiling before you wiggle around. And you'll see this tangled web of yuck laying over your center of vision, because on your back, that's where it's settled. As you stand up, it all sloshes to the bottom.
So, according to this guy, apparently it's just normal. Here we have a picture of the threads-like thing in regards of sort of video more and in regards of it. But yeah, where you see like threads, I guess that must probably be in regards of what they. I don't know. Well, I guess I'll have to see. Just continue to take the diflucan and see what happens with the eye floaters, and look at observe in regards of dandruff, see if there's anything happening there, and of course the itching, see if it actually goes away in regards to the diflucan. Well, I guess we'll see. Only one way to find out, and that's to try it out and see. Of course, it would be happily surprised if the eye floaters went away. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment. I was like, okay, it sounds maybe reasonable. I don't know I don't know how it actually could grow. Like, you can see it growing. In the beginning, I could see it, growing and grow. Why would it grow more and more? That doesn't make sense. You have these, the strings and all that, and it would grow more and more and more. In the beginning, when I could follow along because there wasn't that many, I was like, why would it grow and grow more? Yeah. I don't understand. Then it should detach from the eyeball, maybe more and more and more. That would I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, but one thing is sure, I have a lot of them. That's for sure. So, flying around in the eyes. But of course, if I can't do anything about them, and if it's just what it is, then it's what it is. You can't do anything, in regards of that. So it will be interesting to see, the itching, if that goes away over time in regards to the diflucan. If that doesn't work, again, I'm not sure what. Oh, there was a guy that wrote to me in regards of. He wrote something in regards of, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I guess I should just, take it as it comes, right? So, 4th day of diflucan, and, that's 3 days to 7 days, and then 1 week more, and see what happens, There's pretty much nothing else to do than just look at what happens. So, but it did, it did take me down a little in regards of, well, I had hoped that it would be so cool to see them go away. And again, I found sources saying that it could be fungi. So, yeah. So, that would have been nice. Again, I'll continue with it and see what happens. But if nothing happens, then nothing happens, right? And if something happens, that would be wonderful. Well, I guess we'll have to see. Yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll go off now. Again, I don't have much more to say. It is what it is, I guess. But I might need, if maybe the white coat spouter, Latin spouter was correct in regards to the floaters, that everybody has them. Maybe he should just have explained a little more than in regards, if that was what he meant, that they detach over time. I don't know, but I didn't have them before. I didn't. There's pretty clear, as the video also talks about. So that would be. I guess that's an explanation, that you don't see them in the beginning, and then they apparently, because of the fluid, whatever, according to this guy. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just well, I guess it's kind of weird. So they says it becomes more and more fluently, and thereby, but they're always flown around in the eyes. Anyway, it's not something that annoys me, in regards. It's just a visual thing. It's not something that hurts or anything of that sort. But it is still interesting how. Yeah. Okay. Well. Anyway, have a good one, all of you. I'm still thinking it over and trying to figure things out. Just, that would be an explanation. That would be an explanation, one of them at least. Would have been nice if it was just fungi. Well, just, if it would actually have worked in regards to the diflucan. Because again, you read on the internet that, people have had success, with also in regards of antifungal diet. I've seen people also say that their floaters went away. I was like, okay, so why would the floaters go away if that's anyway, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't be the first time. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one, and may Jehovah bless you, and Yeshua be your most precious pearl, and the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen. Have a good one, all of you. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. That's if anyone knows anything. I guess maybe I should actually look up in regards of I don't know. Where could I study that subject? Oh well, I guess I'll just look at what happens and then go from there. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one. I'll stop now.